Hello everyone, welcome back to the NBA show which comes every Sunday at 4:30 p.m. I hope everybody has tuned in. So today I'm along with my co-host Ashwin who will be joining sometime later about the ongoing playoff matches. We will be talking about the round one match which is still pending, which is between the uh, LA Clippers and the Dallas Mavericks. Will be the Eastern Conference round two and the Western Conference round two. So we have got our first guest with us. Let us welcome him. So today we have from the Academy, Lal Nepia.
Hi. I can't hear it properly what you're saying.
Hi, Chris. Yes, so I'd like to know something first from and tell us yourself, Chris.
What is
Hi, Ashwin.
Hey man, what's up? Hey Krish, what's up now?
Hello.
Hi.
I feel
So
like
Chris, tell us
I've
something about
walked
your
into a room. Yeah.
I couldn't hear your question.
Krish, he's just asking, give us an insight, like when you became a fan, what are the teams that your favorite? Who's your favorite player? I mean, I know, but for the audience.
So I would say I followed the NBA. I would say when back in 2017. I am 15 currently, so this is when I was 11 years old approximately. So I started following. I was not very deep into it. I would only check the scores. I would watch some highlights. I would see what's going on and off. I wasn't into players and everything like that. I was only like a very vague idea of what the NBA was, and I would once in a month or something watch a match or highlight of a match. Then in 2018 and 19, we in our school practices and everything, we had flip sessions or flips. It was used to call flip sessions, which we used to watch tape of these NBA matches, and then we would maybe or maybe not develop on some of the. Yeah, so I was saying develop on some of the important plays that used to happen in those matches, and that's where I gained my interest in following the NBA. Two teams stood out for me at the top, which were the Milwaukee Bucks and Trailblazers. And yeah, my favorite player is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
What was it that attracted you to Giannis and Dame? Because they are like really different sort of players. Like
Really
one is
different,
a forward, the other is a guard. So what was it that attracted you to them?
So I had this friend of mine. His name was Vyom. His name is Vyom. He's still with me. So we're like we used to go. We were like the duo, and we would play everywhere we go. We still play almost every month or something. And so he is more of that. He is more of that Curry mindset kind of guy. I won't say mindset because it's very far apart. There is no competition to Curry right now ever.
No, we never
So
thought that. Yes.
I would say, yeah. So I would say he himself thinks he has the Curry mentality. I disagree, of course. Uh, but what attracted
Some
me to
roast
Giannis?
session is happening of your friend who's not even here.
So what attracted me to Giannis is his firstly his development from the
Mhm.
year he was drafted to the year to where he is now. It's one of the most, I would say it was a miracle to see. Not maybe not for him, but it was a miracle to see, and to see where he started from and where he is now. He averaged like 7 points, 8 points in his first 3 4 seasons, and then he shot up to 29, 30 points a season. It's a miracle to see someone go that far, carry his team on his back with the abilities he has. He's not a point guard. He's not a shooting guard. He's a power forward, and he's not even supposed to be the ball handler or the main guy of the team who's taking the ball across the court and everything. He's supposed to be the guy who's scoring the most points, but inside the paint. What he does is no, is extraordinary to a sense where he can do literally do all five positions. He's tried all five, and he's done well with all five. That's what I loved about him.
Okay. Now, can you give us a little intro for the Rama Sports audience who, I mean, I'll just give a small, I don't know if Bhushan gave one, but now I recently got is admission into the North Park School, correct?
Yeah.
Or is it North Point? I keep getting confused.
North Park University.
North Park University in Chicago. It's a great school for basketball. I mean, I'll let you do. I mean, I know a little bit, but I want you to talk to the audience.
Yeah. So my name is Lalni Apuya Saksok, and but they call me by my just graduated from yeah. I'll be joining the North Park University in Chicago for
Yes, sir. So now you're from Mizoram, right? Like, and I think last week we had another player from Mizoram, and he talked about the whole Mizo hoops culture, the amazing sort of culture that they have there. How much was it influential for you? Because I think you mentioned that your mom got you into the sport. She was the one who taught you the basics of dribbling and things like that. Then you picked up the game. So how important was it? To be in Mizoram and amongst a culture where people actually do play basketball, they actually do respect the game, they play a lot of ball. How important was it? Can you tell us something about that?
So like you have mentioned, my mother used to play, like when I was 8 years old, I started attending my first basketball coaching program. So like there's a coaching program at the grassroots level, so it really developed me at a young age. And the basketball culture in Mizoram is like very different because we have our own basketball league, the Mizoram Super League. So right after I played my first junior national, sub junior national, the league started. So it was 2015. So it really gave me but the passion to choose the game for for the career. So the the culture in Mizoram is very different. Like we have our own Mizo hoop. So he's trying his best to showcase the different talents that we have, and like we have different kinds of videographers who are working with Overtime Media and all. So they are trying to promote the Mizo players.
So I mean, I think you had gone on live with the Mizo hoops as well. So can you tell us what are the questions that the youth of Mizoram wants to know from you, so that they can also get to the NBA Academy? Like what are some of the questions that they might have asked you?
Some of the questions were like how have you seen the growth in Mizoram basketball? So, yeah, I've the answer to that question was that I've seen a lot of growth since the starting of the Mizoram Super League because like everyone is now interested in the sports, and one example could be the Mizoram Sub Junior National team. They just won the Sub Junior Nationals in 2009. So we have seen a lot of improvements in the youth also. And another question was like my admission process, the admission process to how I get recruited to North Park University.
Oh, North Park. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I gave my SATs and I gave my English proficiency tests and all, and then I applied to the university. Then luckily I got admission. Then when I reached out to their basketball coach, he said that he have an interest in me. That's how I got to the North Park University.
So apart from just basketball, it's also important to be good in academics. Like, would you say that?
Yeah, because in order to get admission in states, you have to meet certain GPA. So, like the average GPA US is 3.0, I think. So, yeah, you have to score well.
So what's your favorite subject in school? Like, which is where you really like?
I like political science and psych, but I'm taking
Oh.
psychology as my major.
Mhm. Um, so we get at Drama Sports, we get a lot of questions asking, how can we get into the NBA academy?
Okay.
I'm a good player. I play in my league. I'm very good there. Blah blah blah. All these things are there. I mean, we all think that we are very good players. But can you tell us a little bit about how you got into the academy and maybe what the general process is for it?
Yeah. Okay. So like there are around four ways that you can get to the academy. The first one is playing nationals. So nationals, they have the NBA has their own scouts. So they used to send out scouts, and then if you perform well in the nationals, like any age level, like 17 nationals, youth nationals, and all, they will take your emails, they will take your details, so that they could reach out to you. And the second one is like last year was last year. The academy used to conduct regional tryouts. Like they conduct regional tryouts at Kolkata,
Mhm.
Mumbai, those places. Those are the main places. So any player could fill up their form and then go for the regional tryouts. And then if you make if you're luckily selected for the, I mean, they will select players from that regional tryouts to participate again in the national tryouts. So in the national tryouts, all the selected players from the other regions, they will play for the spot at the NBA Academy India. And then the third one is by sending videos. So the NBA used to set out a timeline where a time where you could send them videos so that you can show your skills and all. So if like one of my friend Pritish Kokate, he got into the academy because of this, because he sent his game clips and no his drills and all to the NBA. And the third one, right now the NBA is having the home court app, so it's called the home court NBA Global Scouts, something like that. So you can you can download that app, and then you could fill up the necessary drills. You can do the necessary drills, and then they will have a team who looks after that app, and then they may recruit you from that app. So that's the four main ways you could get into the academy.
So what position do you play?
I played a point guard and shooting guard. Point guard.
Okay, so like was it like as I know that you have like transformed your height also, and like so were you playing at some other position earlier and then you changed came at this position, or like you like to play at the point guard position?
Back at home, I've always played the point guard position like since I was in middle school. So I don't really have to change my position. Once I get to the academy, I had kind of a growth spurt. So I grew from 5'11" to 6'2". Luckily, I was fortunate because I I could as I've been playing, so I can keep on continue to play that position.
Okay, so like you said, you are a point guard. So who is your favorite point guard currently in the NBA?
Mm, Kemba Walker and Chris Paul, I think, because
Yes.
Chris Paul, they're both short players. So I used to watch them their game like to study them, because despite their short height, they could dominate in the NBA. So yeah, those two are my favorite. Like my favorite.
Okay, so what do you think? How long the Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns will be going in the playoffs this year?
I think they will fight, because even now I was rooting for the Los Angeles Lakers, since they have defeated them. I don't may face other competition. I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure. I'm predicting that they
Okay.
may get.
So and you're like the favorite team which you were following before this playoffs? Like any other team apart from those playing in the playoffs?
It's the Los Lakers and only Phoenix Suns.
Okay. Yes, Ashwin, you have any
Did you
questions
manage
to
to?
ask? Yeah.
I mean, I was just asking. Did you manage to catch the game today? I think you said there was some.
No, I wasn't able to watch. Yesterday also, I wasn't able to watch the game. I don't know what happened in LG. Like they always have power shutdown.
Is that hoop that is on top of your head? Do you use it for dunking? Because it looks like too small for
Yeah,
like shooting.
it's a small hoop, so whenever I get bored while studying, I would just jump dunk and like I would get game setting. Then
Uh, what I mean, any advice that you have for people who want to get admission in the US through the NBA Academy? You already said that there's a academic qualification 3
yeah.
is required.
So
Anything else that you want to tell them?
uh, like in the we have there no genetically gifted like player side. Pranav Prince and he's playing point guard. So uh, he for players who are not like him, like players who are like me, like I'm not genetically gifted, so I have to for players like me, we have to work hard on court and also in the off the court like academic line because like I have told you you have to meet certain GPAs and then score well in the SATs so that you can get admission. And yeah, that's my advice. Like always focus on basketball and academics.
You, okay. You also mentioned that you are trying to learn psychology. Like that is something that you're. Uh, there have been reports in the Player Tribune about DeMar DeRozan going through mental health issues. Recently, we heard about Naomi Osaka in the French Open also not really feeling well and then having to withdraw from the situation because she couldn't fight the battle between her mental health and the advertisers who have put in money, the media day, all of that thing. Do you have any thoughts about like what can be done about this, or I mean, are you trying to learn what to do so that you can find a solution to it, perhaps?
Yeah, I'm not really an expert on this, but I'm trying to learn. So
Obviously,
yeah, like sports psychology. Came to know about this subject when I first started when I first joined the academy because we have our own sports psychologist. She's Trifali ma'am. So
all right.
she used when we were stressed out and all. She would always teach us what PMR something that is called relaxation techniques
Mhm.
and all. So that we can better ourselves. So when I found out that players like Kevin Love and DeMar DeRozan they are facing mental issues, I think it has become a great subject to learn by, by in the university so that I could help players because I would have my sports background and so I could
Mhm.
help players who are difficulty.
Okay, great, man. Uh, any idea when you are leaving for the US? Have the dates come? Have things started? Like, I don't know. Do you need a passport? I mean, I'm sure you need a passport. Has all that started for you?
Yeah, so for studying the US, you will need a student visa. But then
Mhm.
uh, I was told by the university that I have to reach by August 24th. But then the problem is that right now I'm issued the visa. Like I haven't got any appointment needed for the visa interview. So if that works out, then hopefully I will join by August.
Okay, perfect. Uh, Maybe we talk a lot about the NBA. I think you talked about how it is difficult there because there's a lot of physicality in the game. Anything else that someone there, Pranav or Aman or someone has told you that these are things that have to be done in a certain way there, apart from just the physicality part of it?
Yeah. So like I've seen videos of Aman like trash talking. So what they have told me about both of these guys, like I have a good connection with them. Like so, in the US, it's a different game. So like I personally, I'm a like a calm player, so I may have to change my personality like in the court so that players will not take advantage of me. So I may have to do some like trash talking and all the game.
Okay.
So now let's go back to the NBA playoffs, to the Eastern Conference. So Ashwin, what you have to take on this today's game? Like even like I was supporting Milwaukee Bucks for today's game, but unfortunately we got to see James Harden just played 43 seconds of the and went for this hamstring injury. So it was very
Yeah,
bad to see a player getting injured again, and not for,
I
good
mean,
for
especially a good
NBA at
player.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially good players like so you would have got to see a lot of excitement like we got to see during last year's like uh, while choosing the teams that Giannis said that he doesn't want a dribbler and he would have faced the dribbler in the playoffs in the first game and we did not see that excitement, so I missed that.
I think it would have been a 30-point game if Harden had played. I think luckily for the Bucks, that didn't happen because they came in also. I don't think they came in very prepared.
Mm-hmm.
They were a little lethargic. 3-point shots are not going in. Probably. They didn't really feel that. They didn't feel that they were prepared. So
Like
I
like
thought it's. Uh, I was thinking once you come in there and you were sort of I'm not sure what we are doing there. They outscored Bucks by the Nets by 30 points in the paint, but outside they shot like 20% from three, which is not going to win you many games in the NBA, especially today when they're all shooting threes. And I think Blake Griffin showed up amazingly well. Like he did everything that was asked of him and more. 18 points, 14 rebounds. I don't think anybody expected that from him. Kevin Durant had a sort of game, which is crazy because he had 29 points. And Kyrie Irving also showed up well. He had 25 points, 8 assists. I think the Nets were prepared. I'm sure the Bucks will do better in the next game. But today, the best thing that could have happened to them is Harden getting injured. What did you think about the game?
Yeah, I thought I was supporting Bucks, so I was when see for first two quarters they were like head to head, I think, but from third quarter onwards they took it off from them and they was looking little unorganized. This Bucks team, I thought that Bucks is the most like organized team, as we know that all these big threes and everything in Nets is a not much organized. Like most of the time they were injured and then they came and they have got the chemistry on. I like that guy with that golden hair also, Claxton. Who's Claxton? Yeah, he was like, I just loved that player of this. Basically, let's see. This is the first game, and uh, it's a game like it's a game 7 series. Let's see how Giannis won't leave it so easily. And we all know their coach, this Budenholzer, he will be also doing like the best for the team because whole of the season they and from past two seasons they are doing well. So let's see. And now let's go on the second matchup, which will be tomorrow, maybe day after tomorrow, the Atlanta Hawks.
Tomorrow
and the
is the
76ers.
Atlanta Hawks and the
76ers.
Mavericks series is also there. Game 7, yeah. Atlanta versus Joel Embiid. I think Joel Embiid is not going to play, but that's why I want the Atlanta Hawks to win this game because once Embiid comes back, then they don't have much chance. So I think they should be getting this victory. I think that's what I feel. Chris, tell us, man, what do you think? 76ers without Embiid versus the Hawks. Who do you think has the edge?
I would say defensively, 76ers obviously. Offense, I would say Seth Curry can take over. Like he took over last game. He had 30 points. He destroyed the Wizards. There is a chance that the 76ers win the game tomorrow without Embiid. And there is a high chance, to be honest. If Ben shows up like he showed up in game 4, I guess, where he had those 22 points and he was just attacking the paint again and again and again. If Ben shows up like that, it's an easy dub for 76ers.
And what about the Mavs Clippers game?
I feel like Clippers have an answer for Luka now. Yes, Luka will try. I have, yeah, they have an answer. It's like you can predict how they'll play against Luka. Luka won't stop, to be honest. Luka won't stop, but yeah, I think PG will step up tomorrow. Kavi will again put up something like 39-40 type. I want the Mavs to win, but the Clippers are going to win.
Well, if you were the Mavs coach, what would the pre-game thing be like? What would you say to them? I mean, is it just like go all out, shoot till your hands drop off, or is there some other message for them?
If you're talking about what I would say to them,
and then what should the strategy be, basically?
Say to them. I know what I would do instead of saying to them.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm saying what I would do as a coach, I would give more minutes to Boban. I would give more minutes to Boban. He is enough to handle the paint area. He's not quick, I know that. He may not be very strong, but he's enough to even scare off a person because he's that tall. So I would give more minutes to Boban. I would, if talking wise, I would tell Tim Hardaway. I would tell Brunson. I would tell all of them to just focus and play their game and not get intimidated by the Clippers, because the Clippers are very intimidating, if I'm being honest.
Well, I mean, the home team has lost every single game in this, so that way, if you're looking, then Mavs have the advantage.
First series where is no home court advantage, like first time. So the game 7 is a decider.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt, man. I think it'll be a fun game tomorrow. I think both games should be pretty close, especially if Embiid is not playing. I think the Hawks game should be pretty close. Yeah. Well, what about you, Bhushan? Now that the Lakers are out, who are you supporting?
Who am I supporting? Like, I'm supporting, I think, Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay.
Because because everyone was thinking that Nets will go to the finals and beat the Lakers and Nets finals. So let's see what they do with the Bucks. Like, even they have been struggling to get into the finals from past 2 years. This Milwaukee Bucks team, they don't have much changes. Like, they got Drew Holiday, then Bobby Portis, then Nat Forbes. I think they got there in their team. But let us give. But good that this year we are going to get to see some new team winning, like how we saw the Toronto Raptors. तो कुछ अलग कुछ देखने को मिलेगा तो फिर सबके लिए भी अच्छा है. ये not that this always Warriors, Lakers or the Spurs. Then we have got news of lot of this coaches also been thrown off. They've been fired. Lot of things happening around.
Yeah, the Portland coach got fired, right? Very shorts. Now they are looking for. I think Dame has said that he wants Jason Kidd to be the coach. Do you think he'll be a good fit with the Nets? I mean, with the Trailblazers?
Who? Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd, yeah. I mean, Dame has said that he wants Jason Kidd. I don't know if he's gonna get it, but he is.
See, like, I got a list here. I just saw that that Trailblazers, they are looking for this Chauncey Billups, Jeff Van Gundy, then Mike D'Antoni, Juwan Howard, and this Jason Kidd also. Jason Kidd was apna Lakers ka assistant coach this year, but I didn't saw anything. I don't know what he has done, because whenever I used to check when it was to see a game, I used to see, like, particularly all these assistant coaches, what they used to do. So they must be doing something or else, but ऐसा कुछ उसमें दिखा नहीं. He has also been a head coach of some other team also, right? Previously.
He was Bucks
for one season. Yeah, one season.
Bucks coach.
Yeah. So Let's see.
I think
Even
Tejas is saying that I hope the injury to Harden is not serious. Absolutely, man. We hate seeing good players, MVP players get injured. It's a really sad thing to see.
yeah, I think this bubble scenario last year and after that this season starting. So like how it used to be like by this end of June, July, this season used to get over. They used to get rest, and after that the new season used to get started from October. So because of last year, a lot of changes have been to there because since so many years, these all these athletes they were like trained accordingly. कि ये season में ये करते, ये season में ये करते according to their diets and everything. So these health issues like the most health issues was with the Lakers. I'm very sad about them. They are not there, but they didn't deserve also this year. Like I said in the last episode, also like they didn't deserve to be in the because we saw a team like Portland Trailblazers. There is no comparison between Portland Trailblazers and the Lakers. How the way Portland Trailblazers were playing, and they are not right now in the playoff. They should have been in the playoff in the round two or something else. So naturally, like I think it was this fourth season out of five season they went off in the first round, Portland Trailblazers. So obviously, I think Terry Stotts was been fired, and let's see who comes. And even there are rumors that everyone, the Lakers fans, they want Frank Vogel also to be get fired, and a lot of issues going on. So let's see. Even this Boston Celtics now they want a new coach, right? Brad Stevens has been the head of the operations in the Boston Celtics, and the best.
They are looking for another coach. I think I don't know if they've done some like shortlisting or anything, but I think a lot of halchal is going to happen in that Celtics angle because they are looking at some people. I'm not sure who exactly is on the shortlist. I thought Sam Cassell was on the shortlist for the thing, but I think they're yet to release an official list saying we want one of these people to do it. But I don't know. Brad Stevens I thought was a really good coach, but he could not. He managed one trip to the Eastern Conference Finals and not much since then. So probably the time was right for them to move in a different direction.
He was the coach who directly he came from the high school and became an NBA coach. I think Brad Stevens. He was very young, and I think the best coach as of now in the NBA is Nate McMillan. We saw him. He came in that NBA India games also. He was a coach of Indiana Pacers, and he was I think assistant coach for Atlanta Hawks, and they were on a bad record before this NBA All Star. So they fired their coach. I think Larry Prince or someone he was, and later on he came and see where he has taken his team. So hats off to Nate McMillan. The way he also made this Indiana Pacers team, and now we can see Atlanta Hawks in the second round. So huge, this like success for him, I think, in this year because he took the team from, I think it was some record. I know the 14-23 the record was, and then he came and he took his team to the playoff and now on the second round. So all this coaching, we keep talking about the players and all, but this coach also plays a very important role.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still yet to find out what exactly the contribution of the coach is. Maybe now can tell us something about it. Now we keep arguing about this thing, how much importance a coach has versus.
Let's ask him. Yeah.
Versus the players. So do you have any opinions on that?
So what exactly the question is?
I was asking that we keep arguing about where is the presence of a coach? Like when does the coach's awesomeness come in? When do the players' awesomeness come in? Can you throw a little light on it from your NBA Academy days or maybe from your playing days? Like some coach who converted less talent into huge results, something like that. If there's anything that you have to say about it.
Okay, from my experience, in the first year, my first head coach was really hard on me. So I've always been scared. I was always scared to make mistakes. But then in the second year, Coach Scott he had trust on me, so he played a huge role. So that's how I know coaches can play a huge role in a person's career, because instead of scolding me for my mistakes, he motivated me. So in the NBA also, I think the coaches can play a huge role, and yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah, we got a rumor about this Becky Hammond, the Spurs assistant coach. You must be knowing she's I think Celtics, they are looking forward to sign her as a coach. So what do you think that I think she will be the first lady coach to be the head coach in the NBA, Ashwin?
Yeah, she coached one
Yeah,
game for the San Antonio Spurs, I think, when
right.
Popovich was ejected or something like that. But I think she'll be a great coach. The only issue, as always, is it's at that level, at that professional level. Like Noah said, right? Like the coach can't really scream at the players because the player will be like, "I'm making hundreds of millions of dollars. You don't come and scream at me." Like there is that bit of these are older people, so you can't really scream at them. You can't treat them like you would treat school kids or you would treat college kids, because they are still reverential about the coaches, right? They still think that our coach is my teacher, and all that feelings is there. At the professional level, there's a little bit of more of people management, talent management, man management. And I mean, I'm very interested to see how it is, because she's coming from a place in San Antonio where everybody knew that Popovich is the guy. उसके साथ छेड़खानी नहीं कर सकते. Popovich, whatever he says, that goes. If you're the biggest superstar in the world or the smallest guy, Popovich is the guy who tells you to do this and you have to do this, and there's a very clear indication. Celtics are they've been with Brad Stevens, but I'm not sure what exactly their identity is. They did well without Kyrie. They did horribly with Kyrie. After that, last year they were like I think they reached the conference finals last year also. Right? They lost to Miami. So again, they have achieved a lot, but we never really know what is going on. And there's always questions about can Tatum and Brown exist, and all of those questions are there. So I'm very interested to see how Becky Hammond will deal with not just the environment of winning, because she has come from an environment of winning, but environment where there are players who have never played again with a female coach. So I think that'll be very interesting, according to me.
Because before the playoff started, I think the coach also, they were not allowed to remove the mask, but this privilege was given to the coaches to yell and scream. So as we all know what coaches does in the playoffs. So coming back to the NBA playoffs, like who are supporting? Like as we all know that you are a great OKC fan, so who are you supporting in this
Russell Westbrook
playoff? Yeah,
I'm continuing to support OKC because in that case they're never going to lose, so it's okay. I'm very happy. But seriously speaking, I think the Nets are my favorite for winning. I think Nets, Bucks from the East, whoever wins that series will get to the finals easily. And I think if the Nets get there, I don't see any team stopping them. Maybe if the Nuggets manage to do the impossible and get to the finals, I'll be very interested in that series, because like Nikola Jokic is, I feel, amazing. Is a cheat code. But again, if I had to put money, I would say Nets will win the whole series. I think the Nets should. They'll win this series. The Bucks in probably 6, and the finals, much more easier.
so what do you think about this? Like we knew that this Brooklyn Nets was not a team to be reckoned until this big three and all these signings in the off season. So what do you prefer? A team like a traditional team to follow on, or a team who gets in fresh and wins a championship, and then the teams get distributed back to other teams, all the players get distributed. So as we saw Toronto Raptors also, they won one championship, like it was like a Diwali type of a festival in Canada, and next year Kawhi left for this Clippers and other team, Ibaka went. So after that, so what do you think about this, that this tradition should go on? Because as we know that Lakers and Boston Celtics are the only two teams, like they have won 17 and this 16 championships. So what do you think, this एक टीम आती है अच्छे से बन जाती है और वो temporarily they win for that championship for that 1 year? Do you think that this all the teams should carry forward some roster at least, that ki chalo, like how you know that OKC's roster, there were like Durant was there, then Westbrook was there, Harden was there, Ibaka was there, and these were the players, right? Then for other teams also, so for this how the Golden State Warriors, we know कि ये player तो है ही, but पूरा team नया and they win बस एक season. And what do you think about this?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I mean, for me, the answer is a little difficult. I mean,
Let's ask our guest also, about this.
Let's ask our guest then. We'll ask Chris. Chris, what do you
Chris,
think about
Chris.
this? I mean, the phenomenon happened right after he started watching basketball. So I don't know if he has any differing opinions on it. Maybe he's only seen one way, right? Like he saw the Golden State super team. Then he saw Kawhi go there. Not a super team, but player loyalty is not really a thing. I mean, I don't know. Give us some insight, man.
I love when a player is loyal. Not only because I don't even care about what he's doing for the fans and everything. I love a player is loyal because the league is stable. Otherwise, you don't have stability in the league. You have You have one super team forming in the East. You know they're going to win it. You have one super team forming in the West. You know they're going to come to the finals. The only thing is now you're only predicting the finals. These two teams are coming in the finals, and that's it. What's the fun for the fans? There is no aspect of predicting. Then there's no curiosity as to if they can win, how they can win, because if a super team's there, you're not beating a super team. So it just becomes very weird, and I don't like super teams, to be honest. It's not like I don't like players in the super teams. I don't like when super teams are formed.
But what if it's a super team which is formed by draft? And I think that's what Bhushan's question sort of was, that you can create a super team like OKC had a super team where Westbrook, Durant, and Harden. I mean, they didn't know it back then, but that was a super team. They didn't know it back then. They traded away one guy, and
that is.
Now
I would say that is
you
natural.
can create a separate thing. Okay.
If that's the case, then see, I don't have any problem, because back then even they didn't know what their potential was going to be. They must have had a future, must have had a vision of the future, what they wanted to be, but they didn't know they were going to be at this caliber, right? No one predicted that this is how the NBA was going to play out. So if it was natural or anything, I would still say, if you take an example of Minnesota Timberwolves right now, they have Karl Anthony Towns, they have D'Angelo Russell. I consider them very highly. They're very good players. You have Anthony Edwards now. If this team was very stable with no injuries, they would have probably been a third or fourth seed, no doubt, if each and every player played well. D'Angelo Russell, he can play well. He's just not in his mental state. We know he was not in his mental state in the Warriors. Then he came over here. He got injured. He didn't play most of the season. Karl Anthony Towns went through a lot. Again, he is probably has overcome a lot of it right now, but he went through a lot. This is what caused a little instability. He was very uncomfortable with everything. Anthony Edwards was a rookie. I wouldn't expect a rookie to just come and then become a legend or anything. He's a rookie. He'll make mistakes. He'll go further. So if you take 2 years, 3 years down the line, probably if this roster stays of the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're the third or fourth seed. I would say that, surely.
I mean, I don't know. There's never been any indication that all these three players can play well together. Maybe they just have not adapted.
Because we've not seen them play together.
Wiggins and Rubio and Karl Anthony Towns played for this team only, right? They were part of this team itself. It's just that they have never been great consistently as a team. Like they are. Even D'Angelo Russell, he played very well with the Lakers, kept losing. Then he went to the Warriors, played well. I mean, he's a great scorer, but I don't know. It's never been able to coalesce together. That's why I was saying, because Harden, Westbrook, Durant, they went to the Western Conference Final. They went to the NBA Finals. All of that before the age of 23. So we knew that this is a special group. So I mean, I guess I was talking about that. Also, back in the 80s and all, Bhushan, we like Magic Johnson and all signed a contract in 79 for 26 years. He signed a 25-year contract. That is not the case anymore. Right? Today, it's all about player empowerment. If things go well and now is signing a contract, he'll sign a contract for 4 years with the NBA. He's not going to sign a huge contract. Then after that, again, he'll have thoughts. What should I do? There's this constant player empowerment, which I mean, it's good because but again, they don't take loyalty that seriously, because franchises today don't give a hoot about loyalty. They are like, okay, whatever is good for me, I'll do. And then players are like, okay, fine. Then whatever is good for me, I'll also do. I guess that's the way I am looking at it.
Yeah, that is right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because we saw, even as we saw spoke about this loyalty, तो latest loyalty का एक ही मुझे लग रहा है कि Dame time, he immediately after the loss he said कि भाई अभी बहुत हो गया, इधर टाइम बहुत बिता लिया पोर्टलैंड ट्रेजर में, अभी चलो अभी इधर, and immediately फोटो आने लग गया LeBron James and Dame Lillard. What do you think if they both tie up? So this shows कि भाई loyalty कुछ भी नहीं है. They have fired their coach and now Damian Lillard भी ने बोल दिया कि चलो I want to move on now. So it will
I
last
didn't
to
How
think
you have
like
any feelings about that?
Huh?
Do you think the loyalty thing matters in there? Do you think LeBron and Dame Lillard might team up?
Lillard said he wanted Jason Kidd, so I think the fans that can join Lakers because Jason their assistant coach in the last year. Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
All right, then, Bhushan. That's it.
yes, that's it for the today's episode. Thank you both of you, Krish and Lal Nipia. So we are very thankful for you to joining us. So everyone, let's catch you all back next Sunday at 4:30 p.m.
Next week, yes.
Thank you for
Till
watching.
then, if anyone is watching and you're not subscribed, please go subscribe to the Rama Sports channel. They have a lot of contests every week, and once all of this is over, I don't know when, but they'll be back with a bang. A lot of tournaments, 3-on-3, 5-on-5, everything they're going to do. So you should stay updated. Just go click on that subscribe link. Or was it a follow link? No, subscribe link. Yes. And you can also follow them on Instagram. Cheers. All right, that's it. Cheers. See you guys next week. 4:30. Bye.
Thank you.